Have you ever thought about which states in the USA boast the frostiest demographic landscapes? Join me on a journey as we unveil the top 10 whitest states in America. Are you ready to discover the shades of white that paint the map of the United States? So, let's dive in to explore white diversity. Number 1, Maine. It is the whitest state in the U.S., with 92% of its 1,033,000 population being white. The lack of racial diversity is attributed to affordability issues for ethnic families and a scarcity of rental housing. Places like Brewer and Belfast surpass 96% whiteness. Contrary to southern states, Maine's white residents seemingly don't perceive the absence of diversity as a problem. The state's demographics reveal a 0.8% change, emphasizing its enduring homogeneity. Despite challenges, the prevailing sentiment suggests that Maine is content with its predominantly white composition. Number 2, Vermont. Vermont, with a 91.9% white population, can be isolating for people of color, particularly in places like Rutland and Bear. The state's predominantly white demographic is reflected in popular activities such as camping, hiking, and skiing. Vermonters are known for their liberal and progressive values, active involvement in charities and the environment, and a penchant for activities like yoga and scouting. The state also shares a commonality with New Hampshire in a widespread preference for four-wheel drive SUVs, notably Subarus. With a population of 641,637, emphasizing its predominantly white and socially engaged community. Number 3, West Virginia. John Denver's iconic song celebrates West Virginia's natural beauty, but it doesn't shy away from the state's lack of diversity. With a predominantly white population of 91.2%, West Virginia is known for towns like Moundsville and New Martinsville. The state boasts a fervent NASCAR fan base, contributing to its reputation as a predominantly white sports haven. Despite a slight decrease in the white population by 4.5%, West Virginia remains one of the least diverse states with a population of 1,801,049. The cultural influence of this homogeneous demographic is reflected in the upbringing of children immersed in activities like NASCAR. Number 4, New Hampshire. New Hampshire, with a population of 1,372,175, has a predominantly white demographic, comprising 88.9%. The state's affinity for farmers markets, Subarus, and granola bars reflects a cultural pattern, with 97% of Subaru owners being white. Cities like Franklin and Claremont exemplify this trend. The lack of diversity prompts complaints from non-white residents. The Spanish-speaking population diminishes over time, highlighting the state's homogeneity. New Hampshire's demographic landscape remains relatively stable, with a minimal 0.2% change. Overall, the state's overwhelmingly white composition influences cultural preferences and challenges related to diversity for its residents. Number 5, Montana. Montana, with a population of 1,077,978, is predominantly white, constituting 85.1%. This translates to approximately 18,000 African Americans and 16,000 Latinos in the entire state. Notably, whitefish is singled out as the whitest place. The cultural emphasis on hunting is evident, with deer stands adorning front yards, and residents even calling in sick on the opening day of hunting season. The white population's passion for hunting is measured by the number of dogs hunted and the size of their firearms. Despite a 6.9% change, Montana maintains its position as the 5th least diverse state in the U.S. Number 6, Iowa. Iowa, known for farming and wrestling, ranks 3rd in the U.S. for the number of farms. With a predominantly white population of 84.4%, famous figures like Farmer John and Old MacDonald hail from the state. Popular leisure activities include cow tipping, corn maze construction, and attending the state fair, particularly in cities like Carroll and Manchester. The population stands at 3,179,090, reflecting a marginal decrease of 0.6%. Despite its agricultural prominence, Iowa is characterized by a predominantly white demographic, making up 84.4% of the population. Number 7. Kentucky. Kentucky, with a population of 4,494,141, is 83.6% white. The state is renowned for horse breeding, bourbon making, and stereotypically white pastimes like pickup trucks, Budweiser, and tobacco use. The commentary humorously connects these activities to Kentucky residents, particularly calling out Cold Spring, KY. The mention of basketball and chicken highlights popular cultural associations. Despite a minimal 0.9% population change, Kentucky remains consistent in its demographic composition, ranking 7th nationally. The statistics underscore the predominant white demographic makeup, contributing to the state's cultural identity and stereotypes. Number 8. North Dakota. North Dakota, a predominantly white state with 83.1% of its 773,344 population being white, exhibits a cold and dark environment for much of the year. The residents, notably pale, engage in indoor activities like watching Seinfeld reruns and playing gin rummy. Hockey is a prevalent pastime, with 1 in 5 kids participating. The state's demographic makeup includes 5% Native Americans, 4% Latinos, and 1% African Americans. Valley City stands out as notably white. The population's racial composition underscores the state's predominantly Caucasian identity, with a 9.0% increase in the white population. Number 9. Wyoming. The lyrics "Friends in Low Places" evoke a country lifestyle, aligning with Wyoming's cowboy image. The state is 83.0% white, with a mere 1% black and around 2% Native American population, notably concentrated in places like Sheridan. Wyoming maintains white stereotypes, like a preference for country music and outdoor activities such as camping and hiking. The population stands at 576,641, and despite a 1.7% change, it retains its 9th position as the whitest state. The cultural landscape reflects the cowboy ethos, resonating with the lyrics' depiction of a whiskey-soaked blues drowning camaraderie in low places. Number 10. South Dakota. The 10th stop on the White Tour of America, the white population constitutes 80.8%, with 10% being Native American due to significant reservations. Home to Mount Rushmore, featuring 4 white figures, the state is emblematic of its predominantly white demographic. Even its cities, exemplified by Brandon, bear names reflecting the majority ethnicity. The state's population stands at 881,785, with a white population of 712,735, marking a 4.4% change. Before moving next, let's take a pause and consider this. How do the cultural landscapes of these predominantly white states influence the experiences and perspectives of minority communities within them? We would love to hear from you in the comments below. Thanks for joining us. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit the like button, share with fellow enthusiasts, and subscribe for more engaging content. Until then, keep exploring, learning, and embracing the rich tapestry of the nation.